India builds first waste nuclear submarine. The exaggerated claim is the most crucial step for the Indian Navy. But navies around the world have responded coldly to this. The reason is simple. That's the so-called Indian Advanced Nuclear Submarine. What is its combat effectiveness? As long as we know its development process, we can probably understand it. The size of the destroyer-class nuclear submarine is not small. A total length of 111 meters and a width of 11 meters is a typical strategic nuclear submarine. But it only has 4 vertical launch tubes. Compared to other submarines of the same class, it is less than half. Why such a large submarine? I have so few launch tubes. That's because the design of the submarine has been changed back and forth. India hopes to build a general attack-type nuclear submarine. The overall design is similar to Russia's Akula-class attack nuclear submarine. Almost identical. But as the conflict between India and Pakistan intensifies, and the importance that China and other countries attach to the development of nuclear submarines, India's final decision: it's better to build a strategic nuclear submarine to support the facade. Therefore, after half of the construction, India refurbished this submarine in the shipyard, extended the cabin section. This kind of modification is simply splitting the submarine in half. Then insert a turtleback inside. Used as a missile launch module, it was eventually transformed into an enemy booster. But the problems that arise from such renovation are very serious, due to the lack of a prepared vertical launch well in the first place. After the renovation, the entire aircraft carrier became top-heavy and bottom-light. Even if missile launchers are installed, their payload capacity will not be too high. Can say. This submarine can only be said to be used by India to cheer itself up, rather than truly possessing any strategic significance. The missile launchers installed on the destroyer class are simply too small, and India's own missiles are not awesome, resulting in a missile range of only 700 kilometers. If we want to achieve the so-called strategic nuclear strike, it is necessary to use cruise missiles. Cruising missiles simply cannot achieve reliable nuclear invasion. Fortunately, there is still some room for improvement in India's renovation. That means the submarine still retains heavy torpedo launch tubes, enable it to be used as a general attack nuclear submarine. However, with India and Russia's military purchases falling into a slump, India loses opportunity to purchase Russian heavy torpedoes again, directly causing the nuclear submarines built by India to have no torpedoes available. So India learned from the painful experience. When constructing the second ship of the destroyer-class aircraft carrier, from the beginning, the area of the missile launch compartment was expanded, capable of carrying 8 missiles. Finally, India has a nuclear submarine that can be used for various purposes. But even so, India's nuclear submarines, still not receiving high praise internationally. For example, the Review of Defense Weekly gave a sharp evaluation. Even if India has as many fighter-class nuclear submarines as possible, it cannot change the weakness of its underwater nuclear power. The displacement of strategic missile and nuclear submarines in various countries around the world, all over 10,000 tons. And it is equipped with ballistic missiles with a range of over 10,000 kilometers. But Indians can only produce 6,000 class nuclear submarines. Its missiles cannot reach intercontinental level at all. Objectively speaking, India's nuclear submarine force is still outdated. It's even better to say that India's domestically produced nuclear submarines are not as good as renting nuclear submarines. Actually, Indian nuclear submarines have been manufactured since the beginning. It has already demonstrated the imperfection of nuclear reactors and many problems such as difficulty in matching weapon systems. But India is still pushing forward with the construction of new submarines. Indians always claim their submarine domestication rate reached 75, but the vast majority of parts are still purchased from foreign countries. Actually, if India really, I want to enhance my underwater nuclear capabilities, it is entirely possible to consider redesigning a nuclear submarine-like device, abandoning completely autonomous construction, starting from absorbing advanced foreign experience. But it is obvious that India is now struggling to get off the tiger. India recently approved it. 6 new construction plans for attacking nuclear submarines. It seems that India will not stop until this batch of nuclear submarines is completed. From the 1970s to the present, India's nuclear submarines are like a long-cherished dream. The unbearable use of domestically produced nuclear submarines has shattered this illusory dream. But they are still pretending to be asleep and unwilling to wake up. Seeing the design of the fighter class, the ultimate top-heavy and performance-limited environment. It's Siam who made you chase after hardcore military intelligence. Feeling overwhelmed and inefficient. Forced push of soda, music listening TikTok mode. Key intelligence is ringing in the ears. Perfect compatibility between information content and comfort. Friends who enjoy listening to my explanations in 2024. Hurry up and click on the bottom left corner to download Soda Music and try it out. Compared to India, practical Pakistan begins to procure advanced conventional-powered submarines. But Indians seem unwilling to believe it. Their nuclear submarine is just mediocre, not useful. The neighboring countries do not consider India's nuclear submarines as a thing of the past. Only Indians are still boasting and broadcasting themselves. Doesn't India understand? The answer is no. Many people in the Indian Navy have expressed that the domestically produced nuclear submarines in India are not capable. But after all, the cowhide that the Indian military has already blown out. If not maintained properly, the day it will blow up. It will boost the morale of the entire Indian people.